And we hear a lot about acupuncture, but one local doctor says the majority of what is practiced today is not as effective as the original form of acupuncture. We're joined by Dr. M.G. McCullough, Doctor of Oriental Medicine and licensed acupuncturist. Welcome, great to see you.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Interesting topic to dive into. I know that you are a believer of classical Chinese medicine. How is that different than acupuncture we see today?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a really good question, because to start with, you have to understand that Chinese medicine is a whole different way of looking at our bodies, and what is mostly practiced is called traditional Chinese medicine. It's just a fraction of that whole system.
Okay, so you know, in talking about how we would get this together, a lot goes in. Somebody just can't walk in and needles go in, but you brought some needles where you could demonstrate a little bit on your own arm, right?
Absolutely. Do you want to see?
Yeah, okay, well, we're looking at the needles right there. Yeah, if you'll open those up, kind of put your arm out there. What is the purpose, I guess, for somebody who knows absolutely nothing about acupuncture? What happens during this?
So before we do anything, we're going to take your pulse, because that's going to give me information about your organ system and also the channels. Chinese medicine and acupuncture specifically is using channels of energy, so completely different view of what's happening inside our bodies as opposed to allopathic medicine.
So you're gathering this information before you even get started?
Exactly. So we don't just go in and put needles in because you told me your back hurts. We see what's going on in your pulse, and then that tells me what needles to put and where.
Okay, and so if you'll kind of pop your arm out, we'll find a shot of it. And what goes on? It seems simple enough. A needle goes in the skin, but what does that do?
Exactly. But this is rearranging your energy, essentially.
Rearranging the energy. All right, there's one in there right now. And when there's an area where somebody's had pain before, you're going to rearrange the energy in that location?
Absolutely. And if you think about how, I'm going to take this out. If you think about how when traffic gets backed up, the backup takes you all the way miles back. It's not where the accident happened or where the construction is happening.
That makes sense.
Same thing in your body. If your shoulder is bothering you, you would naturally think we want to put needles in your shoulder. But this isn't necessarily the case, because it could be something somewhere else that's contributing to the shoulder being locked up.
And so when walk us through the process. A patient comes in and they tell you about the ailments.
Yeah.
What goes into this?
Absolutely. So like I said, we want to use the pulse to know what's really going on after a conversation. Of course, I want to hear what people's experiences have been, what they've tried, what they haven't tried, what worked for them, what didn't. And then the pulse really tells me how I'm going to treat them, so that I know really what's going on underneath the hood. And so then I usually have them lie down on a warm, cozy table. We take their pulse, put the needles in, usually let you rest for a little bit, and then we take them out and off you go.
And then you work with some people who might tell you, oh, I've had acupuncture before, it didn't work for me, but this is going to be a little bit of a different.
Absolutely. When I was mentioning before how TCM is just a small fraction of the complete system, that's why sometimes it doesn't work for you. So if you tried acupuncture before and it didn't produce the results that you wanted, you may want to give another approach a try, because it's using the whole system. And so what was left out may be what exactly you needed.
It makes sense. And so it's a complete medical system that can help to reverse disease, restore health. Talk about some of the success stories, some of the cases you've seen where somebody turns around.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a patient who had had years of migraines who stopped having them with a month of weekly treatments. You know, people that have had alopecia areata, their hair grows back from treatment, allergies, of course, like back pain, like I mentioned, shoulders, joint problems in general. I've been seeing a lot of psoriatic arthritis lately. All kinds of things. Vision problems, like somebody with a line through her vision. She had been checked out by ophthalmologists. They couldn't figure out what was causing it. And one treatment, we had this, you know, virtually disappear, 90-something% gone.
That must be incredible to be able to find solutions for people in this way. What makes you so passionate about this kind of medicine? Why'd you go into it?
Well, when I was in my late 20s, I was pretty sick myself and had the same progression where I went to doctors, had lab tests, and nothing showed up, but I was really ill, and someone suggested acupuncture. I literally had to Google what acupuncture was, and I was terrified to go myself, but I had at least enough hope that I was willing to try it, because I didn't want to continue living my life on the same trajectory of the symptoms I was having, how I was feeling. So I gave it a shot, and in 7 weeks I was a different person. And some time went by, and I thought, you know, why am I not going into this myself? My dad was a physician. I had a master's in health communication, so it just fit, and it's been perfect. I love practicing so much.
Very good. So for anybody at home who's watching going, you know, maybe this is something that I should explore, what do they need to do?
Absolutely. You can go to my website, read all about what I do. You can make an appointment, book online, pay online, so then when you come in, your time is really totally focused on you. We don't have to do any of the admin stuff. There's no intake paperwork because, again, I'm using your pulse to find out what I need to help you best. And, you know, the symptoms and the details are a lot less important in this way of practicing.
Excellent. Well, I think people learned a lot from this, so we appreciate you being here. We'll put your information on screen. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely. So she's offering those in-person appointments in her Greenville office located at 1411 Lawrence Road. Find Dr. M.G. McCullough online or on social media to learn more.